Good morning. Let's start with prayer and taking my glasses off. Okay, fold your hands, close your eyes, bow your heads. Dear God, thank you for another day. Thank you for the chance to make another video. Thank you for all the kids in our class. I love them and miss them so much. Please bless each one. Bless our video today. Help us to have some fun, me making the video and the kids watching it, and help us all to be learning all the things you have for us to learn right now. In Jesus' name, amen. Let's see, is there anything I want to talk about before we practice our Bible verses? I do have one thing I was thinking about. When I was talking to lots of you on FaceTime or Zoom, and I was talking to your mommies and daddies last week, we talked about what to watch if you're watching a computer or a TV. And I have been sad for a while that Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood was not on anymore. It was a show when I was a little girl and for many years. And even when my biggest kid was a little girl, it was still on. And then they took it off. And my younger kids, who are still big, but not as big as Nadia, my younger kids didn't get to watch it because it wasn't on TV. But I was looking at my TV earlier, and we have a way of opening up apps on our TV. I don't know how new or old or fancy any of your TVs are, but I could click on apps and go to the PBS Kids app and pick what show I wanted to watch. And they had lots and lots of really good shows because PBS is definitely the best channel for kids. And I found Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I was so happy. And I watched one, and I got to see Mr. Rogers, who's just a very sweet, kind, gentle man. And he was talking to the kids, and he showed us how they make great big bass violins, sometimes called double basses. And they showed how they glue the wood together and cut it and shine it and put the strings on. It was very cool. And then they showed a man named Yo-Yo Ma, who is probably the best cellist in the world. He plays a cello. So if you know what a violin looks like, and you do, because Evelyn played hers once on one of my videos. If you know what a violin looks like, it goes from about here to here. And then there's something called a viola, which looks exactly the same, but it's a little bit bigger. So you reach your hand out further. And then there's a cello that you play when you're sitting down and you put it between your knees. And then the bass violin is so big that even when grown-up men play it, they have to stand up and hold the top part way up here over their heads. So they showed people making bass violins, and they showed Yo-Yo Ma playing the cello. So he sits in a chair and it rests on a little foot on the floor, and then it's between his knees, and he plays it back and forth. I guess he plays it like this. I loved watching that show, and I think you would too. It is made for kids, not just for teachers of little kids. So give Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood a try. You can find it on the PBS Kids app. Okay, let's do our Bible verses. A friend loves at all times. Proverbs 17:17. A friend loves at all times. Proverbs 17:17. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Genesis 1:1. Genesis 1:1. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever. Psalm 118, verse 1. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever. Psalm 118, verse 1. For a child will be born to us, Isaiah 9, verse 6. For a child will be born to us, Isaiah 9, verse 6. Who was the child? Jesus. And did he stay a child? No. Jesus grew, grew, grew. Jesus grew, grew, grew in body and in wisdom. Jesus grew, grew, grew. Jesus grew, grew, grew in body and in wisdom. Luke 2:52. We love because he first loved us. We love because he first loved us. We love, we love, we love because he first loved us. 1 John 4:19. God loved the world so much that he gave his only son. God loved the world so much that he gave his only son. God loved the world so much that he gave his only son. God loved the world so much that he gave his only son. John 3:16. And then we have trust in God, trust also in Jesus. John chapter 14, verse 1. Trust in God, trust also in Jesus. John chapter 14, verse 1. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. Isaiah 41:10. Evelyn, can you close the window? It's noisy. Thank you. Let's see. So that's all our Bible verses. Let's look at our calendar. Here it is. This one was yesterday, so this one is today. Let's figure out what color paper we need. Blue, orange, pink. Blue, orange, pink. Blue, orange, pink. Blue, orange, pink. Blue. I think it's orange, right? Does orange always come after blue? Let's see. Blue, orange. Blue, orange. Blue, orange. Blue, orange. Blue, orange. Yep, always orange comes next. So here I have a little piece of orange paper and some scissors. And a glue stick and a marker. So on this little piece of paper, I will write 1, 4. There's 1, 4 next to each other. Do you know what number that is? 1 and 4 next to each other? I hope so. We will count up to it in a minute. First, I put the glue stick on. Close it so it doesn't dry out. Take the number and stick it on there. Da, 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 da. Okay, here's today. We look straight up from today, and we look, and there's the day of the week. Starts with a T-H. T-H says th, 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 with your tongue against your teeth. Th. Okay. There are 7 days. There are 7 days. There are 7 days in a week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Did you hear it? Thursday. It's not the same as Friday when you put your teeth against your lip. It's Thursday. Okay, Thursday. And here's our month. January, February, March, and April, May, June, July, and August, September, October, November, December. These are the months of the year. Okay, so there's today. There's our month. May. January, February, March, and April, May. Okay, so we have Thursday, May. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Thursday, May 14th, 2020. You say it with me. Today is Thursday, May 14th, 2020. Okay. May is in what month? It's in spring, right? Springtime. And today we have another beautiful springtime day. Lots of sunshine coming in through the windows right now. And it's supposed to be beautiful and warm later. So make sure you go outside today, lots and lots. And Thursdays we don't have any specials. So I'm going to jump right in to the book that this guy recommends. What's his name? Mr. X. X says X. X says X. Every letter makes a sound. X says X. And as you know, not very many words start with X, and the ones that do don't make the X sound. I didn't get any show and tell videos yesterday. I did get the ones from Thursday. So I saw Lily and Joanna and Henry and Hannah. But I mentioned all of them yesterday. So I would love to get more show and tell videos. Anybody else have a fun xylophone at home? Or a picture of an x-ray? Or better still, something that actually makes the X sound? Oh, yay! I wanted to show this for show and tell yesterday, and it didn't work out. This is Phoenix. Phoenix, look at my phone. There he did. Yay! Phoenix ends with X. Phoenix does not want me to hold him up to the camera right now, but I'm so glad Evelyn brought him over to me so you can see Phoenix, which ends in X. Phoenix. There you go, buddy. Yay! That was a special treat. Okay, thank you, Evelyn. Okay, so because we don't have a lot of words that start with X, we don't have a book that has X words in it, but sometimes when people don't know what to call something, they call it some X. When you get big, they put X's in instead of numbers sometimes when you're doing math. And for a while there was a planet they were calling Planet X. Since then, they've decided not to call it a planet at all because it's not quite big enough to be considered a planet. But because they used to have something they called Planet X, I think that's why Mr. X likes this book. This book is called Planets. Out in space, it looks black like that, and you can see the different planets. Of course, we have ways of seeing them from Earth, but we can't see them super well. There's a picture of an owl. Can an owl fly around in space? No. There's no air out in space for the owl to fly through, but owls do fly at night when it's dark, and when it's dark is the easiest time for us to see the planets. Okay, let's see what it says. Hey, that's a daytime picture, and there's the owl on a tree like he really would be, where he can breathe good air. It says, our world is a planet. That's true. Our world is a planet named Earth. And that's what it looks like from space. We actually made a few of those right before we stopped going to regular school. So I had the big ones on the walls that other classes have made. I think we did get to paint. Did we paint a big picture with, I think we just did smaller ones. I have those at our classroom. I'm getting them ready to send home to you. We painted paper plates to look like the water, and then we put something over it so that you could paint the right shape on to show where there's land. Much of Earth is covered in water, right? But not all of it. We live on the land. So here it says, our world is a planet named Earth. Do you know what that's supposed to be? Let's see. Okay. I think they're going to have the owl on every page. But that's just to make the picture more fun, I think. We can't have an owl out there as big as a planet. Goodness gracious. 9 planets move around the sun. Let's see if we can see what we have. I think that's supposed to be the sun. Doesn't it look kind of bright? And then we have Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. These two look a little confusing. Jupiter, Saturn, And then these two I always get mixed up. One of them is Uranus and one of them is Neptune. And then out here there's this small one called Pluto. Our sun is not a planet, it's a star. So it's made out of very different stuff from the others. It gives off lots of light and it's much, much bigger. Look at this thing. That's something people made and sent out into space. It's called a satellite. The sun gives us light and heat. Look at all the pretty butterflies. I am waiting and waiting until I can show you butterflies. We still have chrysalids in my dining room. I watch them several times a day to see if they're going to come out because I want to take pictures when it happens. Planets close to the sun are very hot. Planets far from the sun are very cold. Look at our silly little owl. He's wearing a scarf and a hat. Can you see that? He can't fly out where the very cold planets are, though. Ooh, a planet named Mercury is closest to the sun. Mercury is very hot. So that's a picture of the sun with Mercury so close. And it's a full ball, a full sphere, but you can only see the side that has light coming on it from the sun. This side's dark. A planet named Venus looks very bright. From Earth, Venus looks bright like a star. It doesn't make its own light, though. It just reflects the sun's light, kind of like a mirror. There's the owl looking through a telescope. Oh my goodness, that's silly. A planet named Mars is red. Isn't that amazing? Like the dirt and the rocks from Mars are red. And Mars has 2 moons. So the planets go around the sun and the moons go around the planets. Our planet, Earth, only has 1 moon, but Mars has 2. A planet named Jupiter is very, very big. I love pictures of Jupiter. It's so colorful. Jupiter is the biggest planet. You can see in this picture it has a little bit of rings. There's another planet that has bigger rings. Yes! A planet named Saturn has rings. The rings are made of ice and rock. So this is what it looks like when you look at it through a telescope. But this is what scientists have found out what the rings really look like. It's all made up of ice and rocks. A planet named Uranus also has rings. Uranus has rings and moons. Oh, so does Saturn. Saturn has lots of moons. I forget how many. A planet named Neptune is far away. Neptune is almost too far for us to see. A planet named Pluto is very far from the sun. Pluto is very cold. And in fact, Pluto is still there, but scientists have decided we shouldn't call it a planet anymore because it's just so small and there are lots of very small things far away from the sun like it. So they decided to stop calling it a planet. But it's still there and it's still called Pluto. Our planet Earth is just right for us. And that's because God made it that way. He made us to live on Earth, and He made Earth to give us everything we need. God is so good to us. Maybe someday we will visit the other planets. Which planet would you visit? And there's a rocket ship going up, up, up. People really do visit space nowadays. When I was a little girl, whenever they sent somebody up, we would watch it on TV. We would watch the space shuttle taking off and landing. And they'd bring a TV into our classroom because we didn't have one on the wall like our classroom has. But at some point they stopped doing that. They stopped making a big deal out of every launch and every landing. But people still go out into space. And there's a place called the International Space Station where astronauts sometimes live for weeks and months at a time. It's pretty cool. I would not want to go to space, though. I do not like the idea of there not being enough air out there. But when people go into space, they make sure there's plenty of air inside the space shuttle or the rocket or whatever ship you use to get out there. And they make sure there's plenty of air inside the International Space Station. They make sure there's plenty of air inside your spacesuit if you decide to go walking out in space. You can't really walk if there's nothing to walk on. But there's a lot to learn about space and a lot to learn about how people have gone out there. And if you're interested in that, you can read more books like this, or you could search things on your computer, and your family could help you do that. Okie dokie, 20 minutes. Should I do anything else today? How about we count to 20 since my video is 20 minutes long? And we will do it by counting our eyebrows. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Do I really have 20 eyebrows? No, of course not. I have 1, 2. That's all, just like you. Okay. And we will finish up by singing the alphabet because we have now met every single letter person. Isn't that great? All of them. Okay. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? Now I sing it slowly, and I would love for you to do that too. And you know why? Because there's a section in the middle that a lot of kids mix up because they sing it too fast and they just make the letters all sound like they all go together. It's the part where we say L-M-N-O-P. I have heard a lot of funny things in there. You make sure you're singing L-M-N-O-P. Okay? Otherwise, you might mix up some of those letters. Okay, I love you. I will make another video tomorrow. Tomorrow, we'll see what the weather does. I think it might be our first really hot day. Okay? And I will send you your videos for Discovery Garden and Creative Movement. And I will make a video for you too, of course. And whenever our butterflies start coming out of our chrysalids, I will let you know, okay? I love you, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. Send me emails, please. I want to see what you're doing. Okay, bye-bye.